This is Dr. Bundy. We all we got? We all we need? No, that belonged to Boom. That belonged to Boom. That's Dr. Bundy. See the date? 2019. Federal investigation, 2019. That's Kiefer Mitchell, Al Repmer. That's Dr. Bundy. And that's Dr. Bundy. See that? T.J. Smith, Governor Hogan. All right? We all on the same page now? It's making a documentary about race and racism, art and activism, the art of protest. That toilet represents how you treat Black America. You treat us like shit. We burying our kids and our kids supposed to bury us. That's Scott Schellenberger? That's Scott Schellenberger. That toilet was about Baltimore County and the corruption in Baltimore County. We talk about jurisdiction. That's Ivan Bates. Ivan Bates worked for Jessamy when I started this. Y'all was doing a lot of stop and frisk and zero tolerance. Jessamy, you, Belfield, BATES, Commissioner Davis, Harris, and Fox 45 got a lot of money invested in the prison industry, mass incarceration. You freed Keith Davis. I went to trial. That's 1986. All right, and we talking about jurisdiction. That's victim Duane G. Davis, witness Richard Longmire, Benny Starks. Google search them. We talking about the KKK and your media, because that's Channel 7, ABC, Chicago. And we talking about the corruption in the KKK, Nazis. Same thing that you did in 86, you're doing 2026, 40 years later. And you're doing it with Donald Trump. Like I said, that's the White House. These are the supporters of Shorties. Racism don't work without Black cooperation, but it ain't gonna end without white participation. These are my white friends. 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 And I was making a movie about race and racism, about Fox 45 and Ivan Bates. I'm the 2021 Weaver Award winner, Weaving the Social Fabric. Yeah, the good in the hood, M&T Bank. See my supporters? 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 These are the supporters of Shorties. Shorties is always on the, yeah, you got that? That's the visitors to Annapolis. That's the state's attorney's office. See the date? That's Keys Empowerment. And that's the state's attorney. That's 2014. False imprisonment, police brutality, judicial fraud, prisoner's right advocate. Follow-up to a federal investigation about abuses of power in public and of elected officials. President Obama ordered an investigation, 5/8/2008. This is a follow-up. I respectfully request to testify in front of the House Judiciary Committee. Kwesi Fomi wrote a letter asking for the House Judiciary to let me testify. I want to testify, and I want everything that Ivan Bates got to go with me. That's Xavier Conway, the clerk of the court. And that's my letter to Governor Wes Moore, all right? That's a writ of certiorari, and that's exoneration. Exoneration, a writ of certiorari. Political prisoner, N62528. You feel me? Governor Larry Hogan, Speaker Jones, Bill Ferguson, Delegate Smith, Attorney General Anthony Brown, Department of Justice Eric Barron, Mayor Brandon Scott, Scott Schellenberger, Ivan Bates, Chief Mary Barbera. You feel me? Mic check in the room. Like I said, sign the diaries coming up. I want my freedom. Exoneration of the Supreme Court. Because you can't stop the movie. And these are the stars of the show. Ivan Bates, these are the inmates of the Lake County Jail. And that's Patrick Fitzgerald from the Department of Justice. That's me, P.O. Box 38. I'm a Baltimore City resident, and I was kidnapped by the state for making a documentary. I'm not Emmett Till. You feel me? I went home on vacation and came back on probation. I own me. That's Chuck Grassley, and that's President Obama. And that's notarized, 2014. That's 98 Rock. And that's Dr. Bundy and President Trump. We all on the same page? A social scientific experiment. All emails, all certified mails is evidence. All social media posts is evidence. Ask Dr. Bundy about me. how long he been knowing me. Anthony McCarthy ain't here no more. Ghost from my past is gonna open up doors to my future. That toilet was about Scott Schellenberger. Art and activism, the art of protest. Making a movie ain't against the law. You feel me? I went from Baltimore's worst to Baltimore's best. And I put it all on film. I gave you a real life house of cards. See the date, 2015. See the signatures? That's me, Brandon Scott. Y'all did Baltimore The Wire. This is Baltimore Rewired, the money behind mass incarceration. And like I said, I was the lab rat. 20 years in Baltimore, 20 years in Illinois, 40 years a slave. So let's talk about it.